Hi there, welcome to the Discourse Podcast. On our big issue for today, a top beverage company in Ghana runs a campaign promising to recycle plastic bottles and reduce waste. They win awards for sustainability efforts. However, investigative reports reveal that the company burns most of the plastic instead of recycling it. The company asks you, as the PR and marketing manager, to just respond by saying, "We are working on improving our process." Per your assessment, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right response? What values or principles are at play here? Let us have your opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Discourse Podcast, and you're mostly welcome. My name is Paul. I'm here with my PR gang to discuss another big issue. We are here with Asantwa is here, Derek. There's also Nina and Edith, and we're here with another big topic. Let's zoom into it straight away. Our topic here, or our case study here, is very simple. It's a very interesting scenario. It says a top beverage company in Ghana runs a PR campaign promising to recycle plastic bottles and reduce waste. Now, they win awards for their sustainable efforts, but however, investigative reports reveal that the company burns most of the plastic instead of recycling them, right? So the company is asking you as a PR officer that you should just go ahead and say we are working on improving our process. So this is where the situation is becoming dicey. As PR experts, would like to know what you think about this. Are you going to go ahead and just say that, oh, we are working on the process? Or, I mean, you have individual values you'd want to lean towards, because, you know, these all our work as PR people has some underlying values and principles. So want to know where you stand in all of this. Very tricky situations. So the company is doing something quite wrong, but they want you to go and say that you are working on improving the process. So let's begin with Edith. Yes, since you're looking at me straight in the face, what do you think as a PR officer in this beverage company? What would you do?
Okay. Thank you very much. So I think it is always best to defend the environment because that is where you naturally belong than to defend an organization that today, when you are not alive or you are no more, they would replace you with someone and then the person would take up your role just as you were doing. So I would use the utilitarianism principle, which is saying that your decision should always favor the majority. It should always favor the majority. So here the majority is the environment. And then I will go with telling them the truth about what is happening and then the steps to be taken to deal with what is at hand. So I think I would go with the utilitarianism um, um, principle in giving a statement to the public.
So a statement on like being honest, as in
Yes,
being
being
honest.
honest and being transparent to them. They should know what is at stake. They should know what it's the issue is about. They should know the steps that we would take next to stop all
So
these things
don't you think
happening.
it will make you lose your job
I do
if
not think it will make me lose. Yes, to my management, yes, I might lose my job, but then I could equally go and then look for a job somewhere else and then get it. I losing my job there is rather better than having a bad name.
Are you sure?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Have you seen the unemployment rates?
It's fine. I can even set up my own business if I
See,
lose my
yeah.
my job. I will set up my own business. People have their own PR firms and they are doing good, so I can also do that. Yeah.
I see. It's not bad. It's fair enough. What do you think, patient as well?
You see, as a professional, I have my values that I take into consideration anytime I'm doing anything. I believe in being truthful. I believe in being transparent, and I believe in being fair. So I'm not going to compromise on it. I'm going to tell the public the truth,
Hmm.
nothing but the truth, because I owe,
You
you
don't like
know,
your jobs, eh?
not that I don't I like my job, but
Hmm.
taking into account the deontological theory of
Yeah.
ethics, it tells me to tell the truth at all costs, even if it will cost me my job. I have to tell the truth, and that's the profession I agreed to do, to get myself involved in. So I cannot, if I cannot practice what I preach, then there's no need for me to be here.
Yeah.
You
I
understand?
see.
So, and in as much as I know I owe loyalties to my
Your
company
employers.
or
Yeah.
my employers,
Yeah.
I have also chosen to owe loyalty to myself, to my profession, and to my publics, because they made me who I am today.
I see.
Irrespective of the money involved, I think they deserve nothing but the truth.
So practical steps. What are you going to say? Are you going to put out a press release, say stating a bit something otherwise to what your company wants you to like
Oh
practical
yeah,
steps?
I feel I will organize a press conference,
Mhm.
and then I will, and it will all depend on what the company. I will, first of all, I'm going to talk to the management. If
Right.
they insist on me going to lie to the public, no, I won't do it. But if they take into consideration my point of view and the ethics that control my profession, and they want to do something, excuse my language, reasonable with it, then fine, I can compromise. But then I can, if they don't, I'll organize a press conference and then tell them nothing but the truth.
Eesh. Wow. I'll
Oh
come back. I
yeah.
have some questions for you, but let me go to Derek and then yes, I'll go to Nina as well. So where do you stand? I mean, you are the PR officer of this popular beverage brand. They've given you a nice car and you are enjoying your side allowances and all that. And this is the situation. They're telling you to say that, oh, just go out there and tell the people, make a hedging statement that we are working on the process. Where do you belong?
Yeah, so thank you very much for the opportunity. As a PR practitioner, I think to act as the ethical counsel to management.
Anyway, yeah.
And for that matter, I would like to my sister's line a bit. Yeah, you know, our operation is in the environment. And for that matter, if something is going on in the environment, it's affecting a greater population. And as an utilitarian will say, the choice that yields the greatest result to most
Yeah.
people is the one that is ethically correct. So I think it is right for the people to know, because we, in spite of our operations destroying the environment, we've won some awards,
Yeah.
and so I think they should know. That will even give our organization some sort of credibility that whatever wrong we are doing that has come up to light through the investigation, we've admitted it and will possibly employ measures to prevent future occurrences.
You know, it's a competitive space. And when things like this happen to a top brand like yours, other brands in that same industry would like to jump on it and make you people look like you are really doing things unethical. And so if you are also admitting that yes, you were wrong with burning your whatever it is, don't you think you would lose a share of the market? Even if you want to be transparent, fine, but your competitors can also capitalize on it and then push you down.
Yeah, for me, I'll go with a brand that will accept his or her mistake
Right.
rather than trying to play smart on people's intelligence. I think that will even make the people feel so bad. But if we accept that, yeah, it's true that we've been doing this, and going forward, we'll employ measures to prevent it. I think that's cool for us.
You think so?
That's very cool for us.
Anyway, so let me hear from Nina.
Okay, so with me, I would go with a utilitarian point of view. The first thing I'll ask myself, or the first thing we should ask ourselves regarding this issue at hand is, what is the greatest action that will benefit the majority, which is the public or the environment? And looking at this, going by the statement that says we are working on the process,
Yeah.
it's not actually ethical. Because when we say that we are not doing anything actionable for the public to see that we've regretted our actions and then we are working on it.
You think it's a vague statement? It's just
Yes.
open.
So with me, what I would do is I will come open to the public, either through a press release or press conference, tell them the issue at hand, the reason why we are rather burning the plastics rather than recycle them. Then we would get them on board, would bring up campaigns like hashtag let's recycle. Then we'll bring them on board to know that yes, we've been approached that our procedure of handling the recycle is bad. So we've decided to work on it, but then we don't want to do it alone. We want to do it with you guys. That way, the trust that has been breached will still be there. And they would know that we are not only bringing up that campaign because of our reputation, but rather we want them to be part of us, and then for us to have for them to have a trust with us and then continue our long-term relationship, because the statement we are working on it will only protect the firm for a short period of time, but then when the public gets to know that this is what we are really doing behind the scenes, we will lose them, and then we'll lose the most important thing, which is the profits and the trust our public have for us.
So just to wrap up, but I'll push you a bit to it. There's this thing of oh, so some managements don't really put PR at their management level, right? So if you give them this counsel and they refuse it, and you stand a chance of losing your job. I mean, if it gets critical, will you stay or you leave?
I would leave.
You would leave.
I will leave, and then what I'll do is I'll let the public know that this is the reason why I am leaving, so that they would be aware of the situation going on at hand. Because as a PR, you are the face of the organization. Most people know you because you come out to have a talk or a chat with them. Now, if you are leaving and then you don't give them any reasonable thoughts behind you resigning from your job, and then again they get to find out the situation at hand, they will come back to you, they will attack you because you are the face of that organization. But then again, you leaving and letting them know that this is why I am leaving. I tried to handle it, but then it wasn't possible.
I see.
So anything afterwards shouldn't be, what's the name, attached to my name, but then it should be straightly directed to the organization, because as a PR, your name and your brand is
See,
also
Patience
important.
doesn't agree with you. I don't know
No,
if
for
she.
that part, I do not agree with Nina because that would be betraying your company.
I was going there. Won't it look like you're
If you
putting them
come
in the public
outside
and
to
then maybe
tell
legal
them, the
issues as well?
public, that no, one thing is to say the truth, but then to come out to come and tell the public that, hey, Charlie, I'm leaving. No, the people they
Because
don't
the
want to do the
company
right thing.
is
So you
you are
you just
sabotaging them.
So, like you said, you own duty to yourself and to your profession. So, in this case, I am choosing the duty to myself and to my profession as a PR practitioner, not to the organization.
Wow.
Yeah, I understand. But you can just quietly resign and go, other than going back to tell the public that
Because
I'm going
You,
because my company does not want to do the right
there's also a
thing.
you,
fear of you not wanting to tarnish the image of your former employers.
Yes.
but then again, you choosing to leave without letting the public know would also affect you as a PR professional. It will affect your brand and your image as a PR professional. So, in this case, you are choosing yourself above
In
your
good ways.
previous
Oh,
organization.
Let me hear some fresh
Yeah,
perspective
so
from Derek.
so we have a
Yeah.
code of ethics
Yeah.
that guides our conduct, and if all PR officers can adhere to this, when I leave by adhering to the principles,
The next person.
another person will also come
That's
and
the
do the
thing.
same.
That's the thing. Because
So
for all you know, as you are leaving, somebody else is occupying your position.
yeah, but the person, if he's also a proper practitioner,
Ethical.
will be guided by the code of ethics and will also not badge for anything that is
Right.
against the codes.
Right.
So I think going forward, the codes should be held supreme
Yeah.
that every practitioner should adhere to. So if your brother leaves, your employer will now listen to him because he knows the next person coming
Will also
will
not
also
agree.
go by the code because that's the guide for all practitioners.
Guys, thank you so much. We'll wrap up. You want to add something, Edith?
I just wanted to say, what if I leave the organization and then become an advocate for environmental sustainability?
Yeah, so you are seeing a
Yes.
job, a career
Yeah, you
opportunity.
get it.
Yeah, because just one truth that you say
Yeah.
can open a way for you. See, we have something that they say it is good to say the truth, but not all truth are worth saying.
Yeah.
That saying,
You have a
is,
problem with
I have
it?
a problem
There's also
with
a
that.
saying that says what? show me an honest PR person,
And
and
I'll
then I'll show
show you.
you
No,
an
now the
unemployed PR.
profession has
So
improved. And then
anyway,
now,
guys, so the conversation will continue. I mean, you can drop your comment at the comment section. It's been a great conversation here. It's been the discourse. We'll meet you sometime next time. My name is Paul.
Asanto.
Asantua, Derek, Nina, Edith, my senior PR experts. Thank you so much, guys. We're out of here. Thanks to the production team. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Hi there. Welcome to the Discourse Podcast. On our big issue for today, a top beverage company in Ghana runs a campaign promising to recycle plastic bottles and reduce waste. They win awards for sustainability efforts. However, investigative reports reveal that the company burns most of the plastic instead of recycling it. The company asks you, as the PR and marketing manager, to just respond by saying, "We are working on improving our process." Per your assessment, is this the right thing to do? Is this the right response? What values or principles are at play here? Let us have your opinion.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Discourse Podcast with your favorite PR personnel. My name is Deborah Amateria Hifford, your host for today, and I'm here with Kelvin, Randy, Aisha, and Thomas for this episode. We have a case study at hand. So, to the case study, a top beverage company in Ghana runs a PR campaign promising to recycle plastic bottles and reduce waste. They win awards for sustainability efforts. However, investigative report reveals the company burns most of the plastics instead of recycling it. The company asks you, the PR and marketing manager, to just respond by saying, "We are working on improving our process." Per your assessment, is this the right response? What values and principles are at play? So this is the case study at hand. So I will direct the questions to my PR professionals for them to answer. So starting with Kelvin, what would you say about it?
Okay, so looking at the issue at hand, I want us to delve into the genesis of our PR practice. So, as PR professionals, we are bounded professionally by moral principles and internationally to with the International Public Relations Act. We have some values in which we have to follow. But one thing we should take note is that no moral principle or law is absolute. It gets to a stage whereby the situation demands its rules. So with me, I will go with situational ethics. We are working on improving the situation. So we just have to craft a truthful message for them, state the timelines and facts. So our audience will be transparent about everything that is going on. So I think I will go with what the situation demands, which is the situational ethics.
Okay, thank you for your response. Now on to Thomas. What's your stand?
I understand that, like, in every situation, you just have to consider your moral first. So going out and maybe like publicizing a statement just to fabricate the story, it doesn't make sense to me. So I just have to work on my morals, even if it like will cause me to resign from the company. I will just do that because my moral first before anything. So I won't just go out and bring out a statement just like we are working on it while we know that that's not the situation or that that's not what we are doing. Because of my moral, I will not do that. So if it will cause me to resign, I will just do that.
Okay, so regardless of your position or
Yes,
anything, you are
regardless
just going
of
to
my
resign.
position, regardless of the salary that I'm taking in the company. If it takes, or maybe like if it breach my moral ethics, I will not go forward to do that. I will just resign from the company. That is my situation. I think.
Okay. So, Miss Aisha.
As a PR professional, yeah, I'll go with the virtue ethics.
because virtue ethics is being a good person, okay, who having a quality good behaviors like honesty and integrity. If a company mislead or lies to the public, it goes against those qualities, which I believe. So I won't compromise or I won't use that to um, mislead the public. You get it? Or who I am because of the job I'm doing. So I will just politely talk to the company about it to do better, to own up. You get it? And give the public a good response about that. So I'll go with the virtue ethics. Thank you.
Thank you for your response as well. To Randy.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Okay, one thing that I would like to say is PR, it is not just any profession, it is a noble profession, a profession that is being guided by professional code of ethics and principles that you, the practitioner, you must uphold. You have the onerous responsibility to uphold such responsibilities or such principles and moralities. Okay, so as a person being employed to come and lie to the people, then a company should employ a politician or a fraudster. You have the responsibility to have the interest of the public at hand and also the environment that you work for. You see, so if your company is lying to the people that they are recycling waste, meanwhile they are burning it to destroy the environment that you yourself, the PR practitioner, finds uh, him or herself in. To me, I want to encourage the PR person to go out there and lie to the people because here your integrity is at stake, your credibility. Because as a PR person, you are the voice of the people. People see you as a person of hope. If something isn't going well in a certain company, you are the person that the people out there believe that you come to them with some ways of hope. So if you're the person that the people trust, you come and lie to them. Next time, do you think they'll believe you when you speak? When you speak and people don't believe, that it means you are not credible. And as a PR practitioner, your credibility is very, very key. If you don't have any credibility, then you can't be a good PR practitioner. So me, I won't encourage the practitioner to lie to the people. Be truthful, be transparent, because anything that you do or you say, you own it. You hold responsibility for it. So to me, I'll urge the practitioner to be truthful, to be transparent to the people, and let them know what is at stake. And also let the company that you are working with, because as a practitioner, you are part of management. So let the management know that this and this and this are no good. If we can change and do this the better way, that will be fine. So that's what I have to say for now.
Okay, so with the management, they are aware of the ethics and principles guiding them. I mean, your profession, right? But
No,
they still go ahead and tell you
no,
to do
the
that.
management do not know. The management are not PR people. They are not PR or marketing people.
They are not.
No.
Yes, but since like you are in their institution, let me say, they may know a little bit about that, something about that, regarding your, I mean, your ethics and all
Okay,
that.
okay. It depends. It depends, especially when you, the practitioner, you've enlightened them about some of the consequences that they are likely to face if they go on with such publication. Okay, so you, the PR person in the company, you have a whole lot of responsibilities. So you are not only there to talk to the public, to be the media relations officer or whatever. You also have to educate your people, your manager, your managing director, your CEO, all your bosses. Let them know. Be truthful to them. Be honest, because you have some principles that are guiding you. Integrity is part, honesty, transparency, and even responsibility. Okay,
Okay.
so to me, you have to be truthful as a PR practitioner.
Okay, so regardless of you being truthful, what if they are giving you a big, I mean, a huge sum of money for you to just communicate that to the audience?
A huge sum of money.
Yeah.
You spend, and a day will come that you won't have that money again. So to me, like the Bible says, good name is better than riches. Me, I go to church a lot too. Yeah, I read Bible rough.
Okay, so Thomas, do you have anything to say?
Yes, I think I just want to correct something that Randy was saying.
Right.
Oh, no, like I think you asked Randy about a question.
Okay.
That as a management, they might also know something about the PR ethics and maybe like the PR code of conduct.
Yes.
But I think it depends on the kind of program or maybe the kind of institution that they are, and also as a manager, maybe like that's not the course of study that maybe like as a PR practitioner, as Randy is saying.
Sure.
Maybe if Randy studied PR, you as a manager, you didn't study PR. So Randy knows the ethics in PR related to this issue.
Sure.
So he is in the best position to
Educate
the
yes.
management that this is what we are doing and it's not good. So we just have to refrain from what we are doing. We have to be fairness to the public because we are serving the public, and also whatever thing that we are doing has to be in the interest of the public. So if we are saying that this is what we are doing and we are doing otherwise, I think Randy has to be in the best position to maybe as a PR just to educate the management that this is what we have to do. And as you were saying that you mentioned that if it's going to cost him a huge sum of money.
Yes.
And I mentioned earlier that one thing that I believe is morality. So anything that you are doing as a person, you have to just also check your moral, regardless of the work that you are doing. You have to also check your moral right about it. So I agree with what Randy was saying. So
Because see, not even to cut you short, the practitioner also lives in the environment.
yes, they also live in the environment.
You see, so if the environment destroys today, where are you going to live?
and aside
Maybe they will travel
aside them,
abroad.
like
Travel.
they also have families who are also living in
You
in
see.
the same vicinity. So if anything goes bad, it's going to affect their families and even affect themselves.
That's true.
No matter the money that the company is making.
Okay, but then you all know there's a saying that goes each man for himself, God for ourselves.
Oh, no.
You see, there's some people they don't even think about anyone else. They just think about themselves.
And that person
So
that person do not stand right to be a PR person.
Well,
Like
not
what
necessarily-
Like what Kevin
you
said.
can
Kevin
vow
said
to follow the ethics. You can vow to follow. You will respect it and go accordingly to it.
and then
But then when you are given the position, they start going wayward.
that means you are not a good PR. You are not qualified to do that job.
You being good or bad doesn't count since you're a PR professional. You're
No,
a
what
PR
do you mean?
professional.
Because see, like I told you before, PR is not just an ordinary profession. It's a noble one, for God's sake.
And we're even the face of the company.
You see,
So I think Kevin was trying to say something like, as for him, maybe
Situational.
situational ethics. So he's just going to save the company based on the
situation
that
at
the
hand.
company finds.
Oh no, me, I
But
don't. Agree
I
with
understand. I understand Kevin to a certain point because maybe he's just trying to mention that as a PR practitioner, he's going to bring out the statement. I think that's what we are saying.
Okay,
Just
so
to
I will come clear on
okay.
that.
So let me land. Then you just come. So just to Kevin was saying that he's going to bring out the statement just to save the image of the company, right? Because he thinks maybe like when the vicinity, or maybe like when the people around the environment, when they find out this is what the company is doing, it's going to affect the image of the company and also going to affect their reputation. So he was saying that he's going to bring out the statement no matter what, just bring out the statement like the case is saying like they are working on it. So that's what Kevin was saying. But I also think that you don't have to just compromise certain things because of the image of your company or just for your gains. You have to also consider the interest of the public as well. As a PR practitioner, you stand in between the company and
the public. That's true.
No matter the situation, no matter what happens, you have to also be fairness. These are all part of the ethic that you have to be like incorporating in your work.
Yes.
Okay.
And even this time, we are talking about sustainability. Okay. So when you destroy the environment today, what happens tomorrow? Bro. And you are fighting for the image of the company. What about you, the practitioner?
Okay.
Your image
So-
is also at stake.
So I also feel like we don't have to wait till there is a crisis before we know we have morals.
Okay.
Initially, you, the PR practitioner, you were inside. You get me? You were inside. You are aware of everything. So when the directive has been given to you to say we are working on it, I believe that's the best thing to do because already you have been exposed. If you wait for an outsider to tell you what you are doing is wrong, defend yourself is very difficult. So right now, you just have to accept that, okay, we didn't do it well, but we are working on it. I actually agree with that. So in this case, we could state the timeline. Okay, during this duration, this was what went on. We used plastic. This was our process. But it got to a time where things ran short, which is why we we went through this process of
So,
burning it.
okay, so at that instant, what did you do? Like, did you issue a communique to the public?
No, that's why I'm saying that
Mm-hmm.
at that moment in which we're exposed, then we can't really defend ourselves, but we have to state what brought the whole situation. That's why, as me relying on the situational ethics, I rely on the fact, the figures, and the timeline. That's what I'm saying. So I will be transparent. No, it's not really about saving the company, but I'm also stating the fact to the public why it went that way. That's what I rely on.
Okay, if you be truthful to the public, then it is fine.
Okay.
Okay, because when I look at the case study, the response that the person gave in there, that they are working to improve the situation.
We are working on improving our process.
No, to me, it's an ambiguous statement.
Explain.
So this is why you have to talk to your company. You get it in a polite way. So the public need a feedback. So we have to act fast. You get it. So you go forward. You tell the public what you know about it. Just be honest and integrity. You get it. As a PR person, you have to be transparent. Okay, so this is where you have to sit down with your company, talk to them about it. No matter everything, you have to tell the public everything that you know about it. Just don't say them, tell them we are working on it. You get it? Meanwhile, you perfectly know what is going on.
Because you
So why won't you just tell them the truth and be free? That's all.
Okay, so we are working on it. It doesn't mean I'm going to say it and go my way. This is where we have to improve our communication. If we say we are working on it, then we also have to show them that we are working on it. We can't just issue a communique and say we are working on it.
Action speaks louder than
Yes,
words.
so this is where we build that communication or that relationship again. We show them every process that we are doing so they get involved in our process. So I'm not saying we just talk about how we are working to solve the process, but I believe that we begin to show them, constantly update the public. That's what I believe in.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. It was very, very good, and it has been an interactive day having you all on the show. This is the end of the Discourse Podcast. It was nice having you on here with me. Thank you so much. Bye.